Welcome to my session in Programming in PHP presented by Kavitha, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Application, Sri GVG Salakshi College for Women, Udmalpet. Overview of PHP, Introduction to PHP, Introduction to MySQL, how PHP generates HTML web pages, Hello World, Web Oriented, PHP variables, how to run PHP programs. Next, introduction to PHP. Before we get into a PHP concepts it depends upon the C programming language, C and C++. So what are all the concepts we have already studied in C and C++? The same concepts has been carried out in server side as carried out in PHP. That is, PHP is a server-side scripting language which stands for Hypertext Preprocessor, and it is designed specifically for the web pages and websites. So it is a powerful tool for making dynamic contents and interactive web pages. So dynamic content, if I want to update my day-to-day information, for example in the newspapers, I can easily update with the help of a PHP software. So when I am designing the PHP software, I can easily update day-to-day information, which we call it as a dynamic. In this HTML codings, the PHP codings has been embedded and it can be executed when the page is visited, and it is executed on the server. The same way which it supports databases such as MySQL, Oracle, Sybase, etc. We call it as an open source software OSS, which runs on a different operating system, that is Windows, Linux and Unix operating systems, which is compatible with all types of servers, for example Apache and Internet Information Server. So moreover, in PHP we use Apache server to run the PHP programs. So which is a server-side language, that is the code has been written in PHP, resides in the host computer called a server. So if I want to run a PHP server, I can run my PHP code in a host computer of the server. Then next, introduction to MySQL, freely available open source relational database management system that we call it as RDBMS. So we call this as a structured query language. So with the help of this structured query language, we can add, we can access and we can manage the data in the databases. So mainly what is the concept of databases? Mainly we want to store the data in the databases. For that particular purpose, I am using MySQL for PHP. So it is an essential part of the almost everyone open source like PHP. PHP is also a open source software, so which has been connected with the another open source software as a database of MySQL. How PHP generates HTML web pages. For example, client, browser, Apache and PHP module. Client can access any information with the help of the browsers and which has been connected with the servers, and the server has been connected with the PHP module. The same way, client from the browser sends a request with the help of the post or get variables to the Apache servers. Then the same information has been sent to with the help of the HTTP sent to the PHP modules. Again, after the particular scripts has been executed, again it sent back to the Apache server. Again it sent back to the Apache server. Again from Apache server, the script of the output HTML has been transferred to the client. So this is the main process of the PHP HTML web pages. So with the help of the Apache server, the information has been transferred from one HTML from the client system to the server systems. Hello world, this is a sample example of PHP program which is a web oriented. For example, in a HTML code, PHP has been embedded inside the HTML coding. So to write a PHP coding, we have to open the tag with the help of question mark and PHP keyword. We can print a text. That is, for example, to print a text with the help of echo statement. That is, echo is nothing but a print statement. We can write it as a echo or print. So within the double quotes we can type the text hello world, and with the question mark as well as the closing tag we can close the HTML tag also. Then if we run this program, if we want to run this program, we have to run this program in the browser. So we will get the output as hello world. Next, PHP variables. So the same way in a C programming languages, variables are, so declaring the variables are case sensitive in C, the same way in the PHP also. So in declaration of variables in C, we use the data types. For example, int a equal to 5. That is int data type. Variable name is a equal to assigning the value 5. The same way here without data type or with the separate data types, we can use it as var. Then PHP has been declared the variable. For example, we can assign the variable dollar symbol must be present before the name of the variable. The variables can store values, text, strings, numbers and arrays. So with the help of the assignment operator, we can assign the values. No need to declare the type of variable. The current stored value produces a implicit typecasting of the variable, that is no need to declare the data type in this PHP variables. For example, a equal to a is the name of the variable, a equal to 1, b is another name of the variable, b equal to 2, c is another name of the variable which has been assigned with the operators $a plus $b. If we add these two variables, we will get a value. The value has been stored in the variable c. Echo $c. If we given the statement as echo $c, so dollar symbol is very important to print the value. Wherever we are using the variable, definitely we have to use the dollar symbol. That is the difference between the C and the PHP variables. The data type has been the integer, that the two numbers has been sum. That is, what is the output of this program is 1 plus 2, which gives you the 3. So in the C variable, 3 value has been stored in it. So before assigning any variable, dollar symbol is very important while declaring the variable in PHP. Another type of PHP variables. If I want to print a string, the same way in the C programming language, using the dollar symbol, I can declare the variable name as a name equal to, within the double quotes, PHP is easy. Echo dollar name, that is question mark, close the tag. So output it will get printed as a PHP is easy. That is, we can print any text value or a string value or a numeric value. We can use the echo statement, and the same way the variable name has been assigned with the equal to operator, and within the double quotes we can assign the text or a string values or any numeric values to print the particular output. So this is a one type of variables with an example. Then another type of variables, how can we use, what are all the variables we can use it in a PHP variables? That is, we can use alphanumeric characters and underscores, the letters like A to small, A to Z, capital letter A to Z and 0 to 9. Variable name must not contain spaces. So for example, variable 1 equal to 2, variable 2 equal to 4 and variable 3 equal to variable 1 plus variable 2. So which includes the dollar symbol. Echo dollar variable 3. So what is the output of this program is 4 plus 2, 6. So this is the output of this program which has been stored in the variable 3. So this is the type of declarations and assigning the operators, and we can do the operations also. Here operator we have been used plus operations, and the operands variable 1 and variable 2 are operands, and finally we store the values in the variable 3. So these are the some of the declaration of the variables. If I am using the same variable in a conditions, for example, in any conditions, I have to declare this as a dollar symbol. That is very important thing in the PHP variables. So I can easily create my program which has been, the PHP code has been embedded in the HTML coding, and it has to be run through the browser only. That's why we called PHP as a server-side scripting. So if I want to run a PHP programs, for example, I want to install my software of PHP in a system, I have to install the software as exam. So examp is nothing but so what are all the things I needed? Types of servers. So either I can use Apache server or a internet information servers, and I can use any operating system, different operating system, Windows operating system, Linux operating system, or a Unix operating system. I can use operating system. The same way, database. What type of databases I am going to be used? Maria data. M is nothing but a Maria database. That is MySQL. I can use it as, and P for Perl, and P for PHP programming. So X is nothing but any type of operating system that I am going to be used. If I want to run a PHP program, I have to make a start on the software exam. So exam must include all those softwares to run a PHP program or Perl program or a Python program, whatever a program may be. So how to run a PHP programs? Open the exam and start the exam. So if I want to open an exam and I have to make it to start the program. That is, program will start running and I will type the program in a notepad. I can save this program in a htdocs, which is present in a localhost. htdocs folder which is present in the localhost. So I have to save my file as a .php. So this is the procedure to run a PHP programs. So after saving my PHP file, I can store this program in a htdocs, which should be present in a local folders. That is, exam should be stored in either E colon, D colon, or F colon, or anywhere else, but it should be in the local host. Then only we can run our program in the local server. Why we are saying it as a local host means, so Apache we call it as a local server. If I install my Apache in a system, that we call it as a local server, so I can able to run. So for that local, inside the local host, I can install my exam. Then I have to store my PHP file inside the exam local host inside the HTTP docs. So I can store this program inside the HTTP docs, htdocs. So folder inside the local host. Then I can retrieve the file name and I can run this. So through the browser. Then we have to open the browser. The browser may be any type of a browser. So I can type this as a HTTP localhost simple.php. So my file name is simple.php. I can run this file easily with the help of the browsers. Then run the PHP file and output will be displayed in the browser itself. That is, if any HTML coding designing, that can be displayed in a browser. That is displayed in the browser with the HTML tags, with the HTML codes. So if I am giving any form designing inside the HTML, so I can use to display this in a HTML with the help of the form designing. Then with the help of the HTTP docs. So with the inside the folder, I can able to retrieve the files and I can able to retrieve the file and run the file. So if I run the file, I can use to display my output in the browser. So this is one way of running the PHP programs. The same way, if I am typing, we can use different types of editors also. I am using a notepad. I can use a notepad and type a program in a notepad and save it as a .php. If I want to use a different notepad, that is, if I want to use a Sublime editor, Sublime is one of the type of the editor. With the help of the Sublime editor, I can type the program and save the file as the same procedure will be followed as a .php. And I can run this program through exam by starting the exam. I can run the file with the help of the exam software with the local server. That is, the local server, we can call it as a Apache server. Thank you. This is the basic concept of or introductions of PHP. how can we create a PHP, and how can we create a htdocs folders. How can we save our programs in a local host? Thank you.